Falling for Christmas is a 2022 American holiday romantic comedy film directed by Janine Damian. Jeff Bonnet and Ron Oliver wrote the screenplay. Following a string of professional disappointments while battling addiction and legal troubles, this is Lohan's first appearance in a major production in more than 10 years. The movie's producers are Brad Crevoy and Michael Damian. It was first revealed in May 2021, and work on it started in Utah in November. Netflix made it available on November 10, 2022. Our primary character Sierra is introduced at the start of the movie. Sierra is unquestionably a Paris Hilton-like figure. She spends her days traveling and being pampered by her staff of personal stylists and aides. The empire of the Belmont Hotel belongs to Sierra, and she is prepared to take it all. Sierra is aware that her father might be disappointed with her because he gave her a job with a phony title. He wants to witness her taking initiative. The other person in Sierra's relationship is Tad. With millions of followers on social media, he is a powerful influencer. Sierra's father responds by saying that Tad is simply a salesperson. Tad is obviously not Sierra's father's favorite person, but he only wants to see Sierra happy. Tad made the decision to take Sierra on an expedition so that Tad could post about it on social media. They travel far into the mountains, and as they ascend to the peak of one of them, Tad asks Sierra to be his wife. Sierra accepts. But just then, a blizzard strikes the couple, knocking Sierra down the mountain and shattering the ground beneath Tad's boots. Sierra slides down the mountain and collides with a tree as Tad cries as he falls into an ice pit. Jake, the proprietor of the Little Mountain Lodge North Star Lodge, is also presented to us at this point. In order to keep bringing new snowboarders to the Belmont Resort, he asks Sierra's father whether he would be interested in investing in his lodge. After being turned down, Jake returns to his lodge. While leading a group of visitors on a sled ride, Jake discovers Sierra's body by the side of the road. When Sierra awakens in the hospital, nobody really recognizes her. She lacked any means of identification, including a phone and an ID. The doctors and Jake agree on one thing. Sierra can be a little obnoxious and quite entitled. Jake offers Sierra a place to stay at his lodge while she works on her memory. The physicians, the cops, and Sierra all concur because Sierra doesn't really want to stay and consume food from the hospital. At this point, Sierra, who doesn't yet know her name, enters the North Star Lodge and settles there. She meets Jake's daughter Avi and his mother-in-law Alejandra there. Jake used to be married, but his wife passed away 2 years ago, it is discovered. Christmas is a melancholy time for the lodge and the family because Jake and his family are still grieving their loss. The North Star Lodge's financial troubles are also made public. They are unable to rival the larger resorts. The resort may have to close if they don't take action. Sierra is introduced by Avi as Sarah, and they begin to hang around. It becomes apparent that Sarah has never made her own bed or done anything independently, and she begins to learn thanks to Jake, Avi, and Alejandra. Sarah is depressed since several days have gone, and it appears that no one is looking for her. When she interacts with Avi, she begins to remember her mother, but the rest of her memories are still hazy. After spending a lot more time together, Jake and Sarah realize they enjoy one another. Tad, meantime, appears to be far from civilization and is lost on a mountain without a phone service. Fortunately, Tad encounters Ralph, a man who is ice fishing. They start their trip back to civilization together and make friends along the way. After returning from a business trip, Sierra's father suspects that something awful has occurred to her daughter because Sierra's luggage is still in her room. He contacts the police, who connect him to Sierra, and he and Tad proceed to the North Star Lodge to look for her. Jake is overwhelmed that so many people identify with him and the lodge, and Sarah has been working on a flashback revival for the North Star Lodge. Because it has been there for so long, even the big names consider the lodge to be historical. As Jake was going to propose to Sierra, Tad and Sierra's father showed there and took her away. Avi has her father go in search of Sierra, while the resort is now crowded with guests as a result of Sierra's media recommendation. When Sierra decides to go her own way and form a family with Jake and Avi, she calls off her engagement to Tad and wishes him well.